Hey, what's up guys, Luckz here bringing you a new video, and today we have an exciting set to take a look at here. At least for me, this is Pre Vizsla Mandalorian Fighters, set 9525. It had 403 pieces and retailed for $49.99 in the United States. This was a 2012 set, so a very good time to be in the Lego. Lots of Clone Wars stuff coming out. Fortunately, I missed out on it, but I have it here now in nearly perfect condition, so I'm happy. Anyways, we're going to be taking a look at some of the ins and outs of this set, and yeah, it should be a fun time. Alright, well, first off, as we do with any video, we're going to take a look at the minifigures first. Alright guys, first up here we have Pre Vizsla. Obviously, since this is Pre Vizsla's Mandalorian fighter, you would expect them to be included, or else it'd be very weird, but this is the holy grail of Lego Star Wars minifigures. One of, for sure, at least in my opinion, and this figure itself, obviously we know the set, like I mentioned previously, retail for $50 in the time of its release. Pre Vizsla himself with the cloth can easily be sold for $60, $70, $80 by himself. So yeah, he's definitely jumped up in value a bit, obviously with Clone Wars popularity rising, and I feel like this is one of those figures that Lego will never go back to, honestly. It's sad to say, but this is like a one-off figure, if you want to call it, just based on their track record with Farm Boy Luke's and X-Wings. It'll at least take them quite a while if they're ever going to remake this figure, but we have him here. Obviously, we have his Mandalorian helmet, really nice with the detailing on top to signify Vizsla clan. Obviously, as we know, he is a Vizsla himself. He also has a cape here with similar insignia, again referring to Clan Vizsla. A lot of lore there, a lot of interesting stuff, so very neat, very neat. He has pretty good Mandalorian armor in his chest printing, as well as some leg printing that most Mandalorians from this time in 2012 didn't really get. He also comes with a jetpack accessory, no real printing in the back, so no need to take that off. And if you want to see what's underneath the helmet here we have Lego's recreation of the Clone Wars style face of Pre Vizsla himself. He doesn't have that scar that Dooku gave him on his right eye, which could be a thing missing, but overall he looks pretty good. You're not really looking at the Clone Wars face for, beauty or anything. And given that he's a helmet wearing figure, usually you're going to have the helmet on, and that's where he looks his best. But oh, by the way, something I forgot to mention is that Pre Vizsla, along with his helmet accessory, also comes with a hair accessory. This is obviously when he was the Senator Vizsla from that one moon of Mandalore. So yeah, very, we're not used to seeing it with hair. Very odd for sure. Definitely fits that Mandalore look though. But yeah, that's his hairpiece. Nothing much more to say. Looking pretty fly from the back, from the front. Could use a little work, but still looks good. Anyways, let's put his helmet back on. There we go. Like I said, he looks better with the helmet. Not to mention, he also comes with the Darksaber. This is what the Darksaber looks like. Obviously, doesn't look too accurate. I mean, this is how standard Lego lightsabers look like, so it follows that pretty well. But as we know, the Darksaber isn't a standard looking lightsaber, so it would have been neat to get the Darksaber with its own unique mold, but at the time I can see why they didn't. With the Darksaber coming up in popularity, maybe we can see a new iteration of it come out with a more accurate blade, but for right now, this is what we got. Not bad by any means, just not the best. But yeah, that's an accessory he came with, and a pretty neat one as well. Yeah, this was Pre Vizsla. Easily worth what I paid for this set. Next up here, we have a standard Mandalorian warrior from obviously Pre Vizsla's clan, Death Watch. He has a pretty similar printing on his chest, a little bit different. Little few different colored markings, but overall the same. He does come with a jetpack accessory as well, but this comes in a lighter gray instead of the gunmetal gray that Pre Vizsla had. Similar with the helmet, it's a lighter gray, and it's a pretty standard helmet that was also released in multitudes in a battle pack the year prior in 2011. So not that impressive of a figure, pretty nice to get here alongside Pre Vizsla. You can throw a little pistol accessory, and you want to take a look at under his helmet. Here we can see a little bit of the Mandalore print that Lego used. It's a little different from Pre Vizsla. Less darker lines to make the details, but yeah. That is the standard Mandalorian figure. Alright, moving on. And last up here we have Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, This is his Clone Wars iteration, so it comes with that Clone Wars armor. You can see in the chest printing, pretty nice, not too detailed, nothing insane. He has no arm or leg printing to continue on that Clone Wars armor, but instead they make those pieces fully white to, you know, make it look as close as possible to his Clone Wars counterpart. Speaking of, you can see the face here. You know, these faces now, they didn't age too well, but it was kind of cool getting animated versions of a beloved character. Now we can see, you know, your pretty standard version. So whether you like this figure, whether you didn't, still neat to have. He also came with this custom hairpiece, obviously for Obi-Wan, to make it look more accurate to the show. They had different looking hair, beard, and face overall, as you can tell here, giving him the animated eyes. He comes with a standard blue lightsaber. And if you take a look at the back here, no printing. Yeah, back then, back printing wasn't the biggest thing, unlike now where they can go all out. But yeah, that is your standard Obi-Wan. He was in multiple different sets, so this isn't the rarest figure to get, but a fitting inclusion for sure. Alright, now we're going to take a look at the build. Alright guys, now that we're done looking at the minifigures, we can actually take a look at the big build of the set. And this is a pretty substantial one. Now, for the time of its release, $50, I'd say this was most definitely worth. And even for the price that I picked it up, which was $100, so double its retail value, I think it's still a pretty substantial set. At first I thought it would be bigger, but still a pretty sizable build. It has a lot of neat functions, so let's get right into them. So first off, we're going to be taking a look at the details. Obviously you can see a lot of detailing coming down. Nothing really plated off, just using that open studded look. Looks pretty good for being pretty much 90% studs, what you're looking at. They use a lot of that white and blue, which obviously is pretty accurate to what we see in the show. You can see a little bit of sticker detailing down here by the cannons. These cannons can move left and right. Moving up the ship, you can obviously see this window cockpit piece. You can open it up and close it. It does have 3 stickers on the side, so that's not the best, honestly. Because look, this one's already like coming off, so not the best decision, I would say, to put stickers on a window piece, but they're there. Inside the cockpit, you can see a little bit of a control panel. That too is stickered. Obviously, it's a little slanted. I don't know if you guys can tell. It has also room for 2 figures. You can put one here and here. Let me show you right now. As you can see there, both Pre Vizsla and his Mandalorian warrior fit there. You can close it up, no issue. Now, what I would recommend is you do take off Pre Vizsla's cloth, because in the back here, it can get a little folded, and also his jetpack piece could get in the way. But the figure sitting here in the front, he has more room. He has a jetpack on, so that shouldn't be that big of an issue. So yeah, it has enough room for 2 figures here, and obviously that explains the other Mandalorian inclusion. Not only because it's a good additional figure, but also 2 of them can fit in here. Obviously, in reality, this ship would fit a lot more, but it's not minifigure scale. It's play scale, and it's a pretty good one. Having that much space in the cockpit area, it's always good anyways. So, and if you notice there, you can see that the actual front cockpit piece was spinning. Well, this is because this ship in canon or in universe actually does spin as well. You can turn it sideways like this. This is how it would typically fly, pretty vertically. You can get a better look here of how it's meant to look. You can have it twist and turn any direction that you please. You can upside down, left, right, any direction really that you'd like. You can place it, but for parking you definitely can't have it in any position you want. It actually has a pretty cool parking look to it, and this is also accurate to what you would see in the show. Let me show you guys. So first off, these wings back here also have a little bit of mobility. You can move it up and down. It has a little bit of a hinge there which allows you to do so, and you can lift them up like this. It also has a little bit of landing gear right here, which you can obviously pull down, and if you position it correctly, you can park your set and it'll end up looking very nice. Now underneath this wing, obviously it doesn't have any paneling or extra studs to make it look better, but they add a little few pieces here, like these rounded tiles to connect the pieces up here, as well as this landing gear, but this is more for sturdiness. For the other pieces, they didn't really add much to make this look better, but I think it still has that charm that they add these plates to continue that pattern that you saw in the front. So they do a little bit, not too much. I still think it looks pretty good, even in its park position. And obviously in its park position, you would think, hey, how's it going to get out? Not the whole ship isn't just the cockpit area, but it also has a little bit of a ramp here. Now this ramp would be obviously bigger in person, but this actually has a little bit of cargo Now this is just a box, a standard box with this printed piece on top. This printed piece is very nice. It has that little bit of a Star Wars writing. I forget the name, but if any of you experts are out there that can read Enchantment Table, I'm sure you can read this. Feel free to translate that in the comments down below. But yeah, it's a very neat piece. Definitely, obviously, just exclusive to Star Wars. It can also be used as control panels or anything you really wish. But it's stored back here, and if you don't want it to fall off, you can just close it from the bottom and open this hatch right here and insert it back in from the top. So yeah, there's not much space in here, but they decided to add that. I think it's a nice inclusion. Definitely doesn't hurt the set. Doesn't take away from anything. Now if we take a look at the ship back in its flight or extended form, you can see back here it has a little bit of boosters. It uses these circular pieces to make it look like it's pushing out flames. Looks pretty nice. It definitely contrasts pretty well with the coloring that you see here for this set. This here spins. I'm not 100% sure what this is used for. Maybe it's a cannon in the back, but these things are a little flimsy. If you grab it from the back, sometimes they end up falling off, but overall it shouldn't be an issue. You never really want to grab it from the back. Just something to keep in mind. Not the most sturdy thing in the world. They're only connected by these clips and not much else. We can also see a sticker piece here as well from this top panel. And that is pretty much it for this set. Overall, a very good set, I'd say. A very good recreation, faithful recreation, as well as most of its function and charm is still included here, even with some of the things that might be considered missing, like more paneling for the backside when it's landed, or in having more of an interior for more play value. But again, I think this is a very good set for its price. Very good recreation, obviously including one of the better minifigures that we've seen from Lego Star Wars, your Obi-Wan. We have a little bit of an army building with the Death Watch Trooper, but we got Pre Vizsla himself here, which again I feel like Lego's not really going to recreate anytime soon, so it's pretty good if you ended up getting this when it was available. Also having multiples of these would not be bad either, especially seeing how many of these were being used during the Siege of Mandalore in the final season of Clone Wars. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I mean, I enjoyed this set enough to pick it up after its retirement for double its retail price, so I don't really see any other reason to give this set like a 9 or 10 out of 10 in my eyes. Could they have added paneling so in the park position look better? Sure. But for the size of this model and its price, and seeing how one of the figures included in this set and overall the model in general stood to the test of time, I think it definitely warrants its praise that it gets. Comment down below what you think. Will you around to pick one of these up or multiple of these up? You think Lego should revisit some of these ships and figures? I definitely think so. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for you. Subscribe if you're new. We're definitely going to be taking a look at more Clone Wars sets on this channel and overall Lego sets. So if you want to stick around for that, feel free to. Really love this set. Glad to have picked it up. And I'll see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.